Oh!
Nature is full of creatures most people will never encounter, and that's probably a good thing. But what if some of the world's rarest and most dangerous animals were suddenly caught on camera? From venomous predators to massive beasts hiding in plain sight, here are the 30 most dangerous rare creatures caught on camera. Wildlife handler Spencer Hoffman is deep in the Florida palmetto scrub, searching for a rare praying mantis. But the scrub has something else waiting. Tucked inside dense palm fronds is one of the rarest spiders in North America. He pulls it from its web onto a stick. Vivid orange-red legs, a striking patterned abdomen. He's handled hundreds of spiders and stays composed. But mid-presentation, something happens that nobody sees coming. The red widow is one of the least studied widow spiders alive. Its bite, according to some reports, can affect its victim for the rest of their life. A group of kids near shallow coastal water spots something small in the shallows. Someone picks it up barehanded, tiny, barely bigger than a palm. Then bright blue rings start pulsing across its body.
So there, in my hand, is a baby octopus. It's beautiful. Look at all that blue. There's no food here.
The blue-ringed octopus is one of the most venomous animals on the planet. No anti-venom exists. One bite can kill a grown adult within minutes, and the kid holding it has no idea. They pass it around, admiring how beautiful it looks.
Look at that. Amazing. Let's put you back in the water and see what happens.
They lower it back into the water and let it go. With no idea how close they came to a very different outcome, a tour guide and his group are hiking through the wet tropics of Australia when they realize something is following them. Just a few feet back, keeping pace as it belongs there, is a southern cassowary, one of the most dangerous birds on Earth.
I've never had a kind of interaction like this with a cassowary.
They keep moving, glancing back as the bird stays on their heels. Nobody engages. Feed it once, and the next group of hikers with fruit in their bags inherits the problem.
Come hiking in the wet tropics, they said. Get chased by a dinosaur, they said. Oh my god, check him out, he's so keen.
Armed with blade-like claws built to gut a person, it follows them the entire hike. Never aggressive, never backing off, and just watching. That alone keeps everyone moving faster than usual. On the beaches of Komodo Island, wildlife creator Wild Charles walks just feet behind the world's largest living lizard. It crosses the wet sand, tongue flicking, claws dragging, completely unbothered. Charles keeps his distance, barely, talking to the camera while trying not to change the mood.
Oh! Whoa, now he's got a venomous bite. A venomous bite. That. Stop him the bleeding.
The Komodo dragon's bite carries venom that stops blood from clotting, and it can detect blood from nearly 2 kilometers away. Lose a fight with one, and it doesn't need to finish the job. It just waits.
So if he bites his prey goes for a run, he can come back and eat it later at his leisure once it's weakened. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this.
The dragon flicks its tongue, tasting the air inches away while Charles smiles for the camera. A fisherman on an African river has barely been out 20 minutes when he pulls something up that stops everything. He lifts his catch with both hands, large, razor-toothed, wild-eyed, one of the most aggressive freshwater predators on the continent.
First fish. We've been in the water maybe, literally 20 minutes. Gone up, come past the rapids, tried for a biffoo for a few minutes.
One small slip, and this fish was gone. Given those teeth, it's probably for the best it stayed calm.
Very nice fish, fought very well. Just lightly hooked in the mouth as well, lightly hooked. You actually see it in the mouth there, though.
Tigerfish are built to hunt. Their interlocking teeth can cut through almost anything, and encounters with swimmers in these waters rarely end well. During a solo night hike, a woman stops dead in her tracks. On the forest floor, barely visible against the leaves and rocks, is a small snake. She's clearly done this before, because instead of backing away, she reaches for a stick.
My second time bouncing up a baby bushmaster, guys. Look. It's so pretty. So this is one of the 4 highly.
She coaxes it onto the stick, lets it hang, studies it. Then she does something that makes the warning at the end of the video make a lot more sense.
Please do not try to recreate what I'm doing.
That's a baby bushmaster, one of the longest and most venomous pit vipers in the Western Hemisphere. Even as a juvenile, the venom is fully active. Anti-venom isn't widely available where these snakes live. She puts it back and walks away. Not everyone would be that lucky. A beachcomber in Texas spots something on the shoreline. A tiny electric blue creature barely the size of a fingernail. He scoops it up for the camera. It looks almost like a toy.
And when we get strong onshore winds with Portuguese man-o-war, it's called Glaucus atlanticus, the blue dragon. So let's get into talking about what this thing is.
This is Glaucus atlanticus, the blue dragon sea slug. It feeds on Portuguese man-o-war and stores those stinging cells inside its own feathery appendages. Touch one, and you get a sting reportedly 3 times worse than the man-o-war itself.
Now, these things store the stinging cells of the man-o-war that they're eating in their appendages, so those feather-like things that are coming up.
He handles it anyway, then calmly tells the viewers, if you see one, just take pictures. In South Africa, a snake handler kneels cradling one of the rarest vipers on the planet. Fewer than 300 exist in the wild. It looks almost gentle, draped across his hands, moss green scales in the light. His friend, visiting for the first time, is about to hold one.
Shang viper. There are less than 300 of these left in the wild, and she's special. Her name is Marshmallow. Bro, have you ever seen one so chilled out like this? So chill. Hey? She's very chill. Don't ever.
Here's the problem. There is no anti-venom for this snake anywhere in the world. The handler mentions it as an afterthought while passing the Mangshan pit viper over for his friend to hold for the very first time.
First time ever touching. She's so soft. It's like velvet. Yeah, she's magnificent. Look at this animal, bro.
His friend's face says everything. She feels like velvet, he says. On a remote, uninhabited island, explorers find something moving across the forest floor, vivid blue and purple. One picks it up barehanded. The animal immediately makes it clear that it was a mistake.
That's cool, yeah.
There, right?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Whoa! Yeah, crazy,
Whoa.
huh? You don't want to get bitten by that.
The claws snap hard and fast. Coconut crabs are the largest land invertebrates on Earth, strong enough to crack open a coconut, and more than capable of crushing a finger clean through.
That's a crazy animal, coconut crab. I was hoping to find one during this trip, and we did. Look at him go.
Finding several here is a warning sign in itself. Nothing hunting them means they've had plenty of time to grow. Underwater on a coral reef, a diver spots a banded sea snake gliding just above the sand. It moves slowly, completely unbothered, and that calm is exactly what makes it dangerous. The diver picks it up with both hands. The Belcher's sea snake, considered by many scientists to be the most venomous snake on Earth, doesn't strike. It lets itself be held, shown off to the camera, then released. The diver flashes an OK sign. The snake disappears into the reef. The diver has no idea how close that really was. These fishermen on a muddy tropical river were not expecting what came up in their net. Whatever is tangled inside is enormous, and one wrong move could cost them everything. They jump in chest deep to get control. One grabs orange tape and works near the animal's mouth while the creature pushes back. A stingray's barbed tail can pierce straight through bone, and they're handling it barehanded.
Should we kick? chill. Stop. Okay. That's good, Yuli.
Good, big monster!
At nearly a meter wide with a venomous spike, the giant freshwater stingray is one of the most underestimated dangers in river fishing. These men caught one and barely held it together. At a zoo, visitors watch what looks like a normal day at the primate enclosure. The mandrills are moving around, doing what primates do. Nobody is on guard. Then one makes a move nobody expected. Moments later, it's on the public path, walking freely among families and children, with zoo staff nowhere in sight. Mandrills are among the largest and most powerful primates in the world, capable of serious harm when cornered or threatened. And this one just let itself out. A fisherman sets up his bait with one goal: land a giant arapaima. The water is calm, the line is in. Then the rod bends hard, and whatever is on the other end is not giving up.
Oh my god, that was insane. That was insane. Oh my god.
The fish explodes out of the water, thrashing as the man wades in to get control. Arapaimas can reach 10 feet long and weigh over 400 pounds, and this one is not done yet.
Oh my god.
A living dinosaur, unchanged for 100 million years. Catching one is one thing, surviving the catch is another. A wildlife filmmaker travels to the mountains of eastern Chile for the first ever footage of one of the rarest insects on the planet. After nearly 20,000 steps through scorching heat, he's close to giving up. Then something moves near his feet. He catches not one, but two. What looks like a cute, fuzzy black and white insect, the panda ant, is far more dangerous than it appears. What he does next will make you cringe. The panda ant has the largest stinger to body size ratio of any insect in the world. Nobody had taken its sting on camera until now. Deep in the mountains of India, one of the rarest wild goats on the planet stands its ground on a rocky ledge beside a waterfall. A local man slowly extends his hand, trying to touch an animal most people will never see in their lifetime. A crowd gathers below, phones raised. The markhor holds its position, completely unbothered. Fewer than 5,000 markhor remain in the wild. Getting this close is rare. A massive animal walks straight down a narrow dirt path through a tea plantation in southern India. A buffer zone sign stands off the road, the edge of protected forest. The animal is enormous, calm, and fully in control of the space. The people filming hold their ground as it keeps moving forward. There's nowhere to go, and it shows no sign of stopping. That's a gaur, the largest wild cattle species on Earth, over 1,500 pounds, known to charge without warning. Standing this close on an open road leaves very little room for error. On a narrow mountain road with a cliff on one side and a steep drop on the other, something blocks the path entirely. The people in the vehicle hold back, watching as it turns and stares directly at the camera. It moves slowly down the road, stopping every few seconds to look back. sizing up whatever is following it. That's a takin, found only in the eastern Himalayas and parts of China, weighing up to 770 pounds. With no room to turn around, the only option is to wait and hope it moves on its own terms. A massive crocodilian, one of the rarest in the world, lies on a muddy riverbank surrounded by onlookers. A rope is tied around it, and a group begins pulling it toward the water, as if in a release. Then just feet from the water, a man in a white shirt crawls directly toward its head, closer than anyone there should be. What he does next stops everyone watching. That's a Tomastoma, over 16 feet long and considered one of the most dangerous crocodilians alive. Most people have never heard of it, and yet this man just touched one. A wildlife handler stands in murky water, holding something covered in algae. A mouth hanging wide open, with a small worm-like tongue inside used to lure fish straight into its jaws.
Look at this big boy! Look at this big boy! He's covered in algae, man. Look at that. Look at that.
He holds it close so there's no mistaking the bite. The alligator snapping turtle, the largest freshwater turtle in North America, can reach 200 pounds, live 200 years, and what it does to a hand is not something you want to experience.
Look at those big old claws there, a little part of his tongue. And what that is he uses that as a fishing lure, where basically he can sit down at the bottom.
Nature has built this animal over 20 million years. It doesn't chase, it just waits. And that patience alone makes it one of the most dangerous things under the surface. Perched on a bare branch against a pale sky, a large raptor grips its kill under its talons. The size of those feet, that hooked beak, the way it tears through its prey. This bird sits at the top of the food chain. It pauses mid-feed, lifts its head, and locks eyes with the camera. Cold, sharp, completely unbothered. Birds of prey like this are rarely seen this close and unguarded. For the small animal pinned beneath those talons, there was no warning and no escape. Deep in the rainforests of Borneo, something clings to a massive tree trunk. Black fur, pale crescent on its chest. It pauses mid-climb, turns, and stares directly at the camera. For a second, the distance between the animal and whoever is filming disappears. That's a sun bear, the smallest bear on Earth, but with the longest claws relative to body size of any bear. They're notoriously unpredictable and have attacked without warning. Spotting one this close in open jungle with nothing between you and it is not something most people are prepared for. On a sun-baked trail in Aruba, a hiker spots something and crouches down. It moves slowly across the rocks, its pale, patterned body almost perfectly matching the limestone beneath it. The hikers were closer to it than anyone should be to an animal with a venomous bite and no locally available anti-venom. That's an Aruba rattlesnake, one of the most critically endangered snakes on Earth, found only on this one island. Fewer than 230 remain in the wild. Most people will never see one. This hiker saw one and walked straight toward it, On the sandy floor of a shallow tropical sea, something drifts slowly across the bottom, skin pulsing deep purples, reds, and whites. It spots something nearby and launches a feeding tentacle in a fraction of a second, faster than the eye can track. The strike is over before you realize it happened. That's the flamboyant cuttlefish, one of the very few cuttlefish known to be genuinely toxic. Its muscles carry a poison as deadly as blue-ringed octopus venom. Those colors aren't for show. In the ocean, anything that is vivid is telling you to stay away. On Torquay Beach in Australia, a snake lies coiled on the wet sand, surrounded by beachgoers who have no idea what they're looking at. A wildlife rescuer spots it and moves in carefully.
Oh, cool. I think that's a jubilant.
He picks it up barehanded, places it in a container, and releases it back into the ocean the next day. As it hits the water, it coils, then does exactly what you'd expect. That's a Dubois sea snake, the most venomous sea snake in the world, found on a public beach on a sunny afternoon, with people just feet away. In a patch of dry forest, two large lizards are locked together, one pinned beneath the other, twisting in a slow, powerful struggle. Every roll makes it harder to tell where one ends and the other begins. They wrestle across the leaf litter, bodies coiled tight, neither giving ground. Those are Mexican beaded lizards, one of only a handful of venomous lizards in the world. They deliver venom by chewing it in with grooved teeth. No anti-venom is widely available, rarely filmed, rarely seen. This is not an animal that gives you a warning before it decides you're a threat. High in a tree against a clear blue sky, a young bird sits still. White feathers across its chest, dark markings forming on its wings, talons locked on the branch below. Even this young, the size is hard to miss. It scans left, then right. Every movement is slow and deliberate. This animal misses nothing, and it's only getting bigger. That's a juvenile crowned eagle. The adult is Africa's most powerful bird of prey, capable of killing animals several times its own weight. What you're seeing here is just the beginning. On the sandy seafloor, a diver sets down a metal trap and backs away. They're hunting for one of the most unsettling creatures in the ocean, something buried beneath the seabed, invisible, with jaws strong enough to slice a fish clean in half. The trap is slowly lifted, and something red and segmented begins to emerge from the bottom. The footage is sped up to show what pulling one out actually looks like. Bobbit worms grow over 10 feet long and have been found living beneath aquarium floors for years, completely undetected. Before sunrise over the Australian outback, someone is already out in the cracked desert dirt. Coiled right in front of them is a snake, perfectly still, tongue flicking, reading the air.
Sun hasn't even risen. There we go. Nice inland taipan. How good.
The camera pulls back as it holds its position on the dry earth. Desert sky burning behind it. It doesn't move. It doesn't need to. That's an inland taipan, the most venomous snake on Earth. One bite carries enough venom to kill over 100 humans. Most people never see one in the wild. The ones who do are usually experts, and even they keep their distance. In the forests of Singapore, a torch catches 2 glowing orange eyes in the branches, completely still in the dark, round face, soft fur, enormous eyes. People have kept these illegally as pets for years because of exactly that. What most don't know is that it's the only venomous primate in the world. It moves along the branch, drops to a lower perch, and stares into the camera. Those big eyes aren't just for seeing in the dark. The Sunda slow loris raises its arms to mix venom from a gland near its armpit with saliva, and the bite can cause anaphylactic shock in humans. The cute ones are almost always the ones to worry about. Deep in the rainforest of Bioko Island, off the coast of West Africa, something moves through the undergrowth and climbs onto a moss-covered boulder. It sits, grooms itself, and yawns. And that yawn alone makes clear this is not a gentle animal. It keeps sitting, scanning its surroundings, completely unbothered by the camera. Getting this close in the wild is something almost no one ever gets to do. That's a drill monkey, one of the most endangered primates on the planet, with fewer than 3,000 left in the wild, rarely filmed, rarely seen, and disappearing fast. This footage is the kind that may not exist for much longer.